Welcome back. Your dreams were your ticket out. Welcome back to that same old place that you laughed about. Well, the names have all changed since you hung around, but those dreams have remained and they've turned around. Who'd have thought they'd lead ya? Who'd have thought they'd lead ya? Back here where we need ya. Back here where we need ya. Yeah, the tease him a lot, 'cause we got him on the spot. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Welcome back. All right, give it a stretch. Okay. Oh, that's good. All right. Welcome back to this second break session of the day. Hopefully that last work session was a good one for you. I got I made the screenshots, sent those off, so that's dope. So I'm going to wait to hear back. I haven't gotten the license yet, but I mean, it is the weekend, so I'm hoping to be able to get that soon. They said within like 48 hours, so that's cool. 'Cause I want to get this thing printed. I have I should have checked. I forgot to go. I have the filament. It's in the dryer, and so it should have been over by now. I should have gotten it out of the thing. So I might do it for like another 30 minutes or something. We'll see. But yeah, so that's going. That's good. What else? So yeah, so once I get the license, I'll be able to plug it into the program and then print this thing out. So that shouldn't be too much. And then I'm also working on this. I got I think I spoke about it before, but I made some changes to it. So this is like one of the things I'm 3D printing or what have you. And so it's like a little acorn joint, you know what I'm saying? And so right now I'm kind of like working my way up. So I did a bunch of stuff. So it's going to be like a little clicking thing, it's going to be a keychain. And so it's going to be something that people can, I don't know if you can hear this. So there'll be an option for a clicky one and one that's kind of silent. And then these little wires are lights. And so I'm working on is the best way to connect it and then printing out something to kind of like hold it all together. So then I'll be able to make it easier to be able to like slip in and slip out the battery. When the battery goes bad or dies or whatever, be able to take it out and kind of keep it going. So yeah, it's pretty dope. So I guess I'll show how it looks now this is just like a test run, like the filaments. So it's not gonna be like this. This is gonna be translucent, like a yellow translucent, and I'm gonna make this like a brown or like an orange, like a dark brown orange kind of thing to kind of match the artwork. And so yeah, the long side is so it's kind of gonna look something similar to this. So hopefully you can see that light up. And so that's gonna happen when you press and hold or whatever. And so it's going to be pretty cool because the translucent is going to be even more translucent. You know what I'm saying? So the light will be able to shine through it a little bit better. But this is just what I use for like testing and stuff. And I redesigned. So previously, I actually had it like kind of like filled in a little bit with so that the switch would go into that, right? And I was like, it was kind of hard. It was difficult to kind of hold and everything. And I just kept trying to think of other ways to make this thing work. And so I kind of rethought everything. So now it's basically hollow on the inside. And then I created like a little holder that then the switch goes into, right? And then here I even have like a little hole for the actual light to sit in. So that's pretty dope. And it all just kind of goes together. And now I can just go and put this onto here. And it just kind of slides in. So it's a lot easier than what I was trying to do. It's a little bit more stable. And because with the previous one, when I try to click like this, it would move all over the place. But now I kind of like have it constrained to where it can only go up and down. So pretty dope. So I'm happy with that part. Now I'm just going to kind of keep moving my way up to the actual keychain part. So I just need to figure out the wiring for the battery and how I'm going to take that out. I think I'm going to have like a little drawer you can kind of like pull out or whatever, and so put the battery in and slide it in. So I need to get the leads and everything connected, and so. But yeah, that's what I was working on. Cool. So it's pretty cool to get to like work on like physical things. So that's pretty dope. All right, cool. So I wanted to talk more about. So we're going through the Interop 2025. I'm gonna post a link to this, and so if anybody want to check it out, they can. Let me share my screen. This here. So these are the things that like the major browsers in terms of like usage, like how many people are using them. What do they call that? Market share, I guess. The three of them. So Safari, Google Chrome, and Microsoft Edge, right? So they're all getting together to kind of make the web experience consistent throughout. So these are certain items that they're looking to work on for this year. So they're interoperable. So that's where that comes from. So yeah, all right, cool. So we spoke about anchor position, backdrop filter, the details element, layout. Which one's the layout? I'm trying to see, because I was going to talk about the scope rule, but let me see what layout is. And the scroll and event is pretty dope too. So we'll talk about that at some point. I'm trying to see what's the layout one they're talking about. That'd be kind of cool. Core Web Vitals. All right, we'll talk about that. WebAssembly. That's pretty exciting. I don't see where they're talking about layout. Hold on. Unless it's the writing modes. Layout. Okay, it appears twice. So here and here. Oh, so maybe that's what they're talking about? The cumulative layout shift. Okay. I don't know. But I want to talk about scope. Now, this is pretty cool. Again, like CSS to me is getting more and more like a programming language, which is pretty cool. You know what I mean? And so you can see the CSS at scope at rule, or so scope at rule. So it's been in Chrome and Edge and Safari for a minute, and it looked like it's behind a flag on Firefox. So, all right, the scope at rule lets you scope your selectors to a subtree of the DOM, or even select between an upper and lower boundary in the tree. That's interesting. I want to see how. Oh, that's pretty cool. This two thing. Okay, I'm just seeing that. That's pretty dope. All right. So, for example, the following CSS only selects image elements inside an element with a class of card. Okay, so we have this scope. So we have this class card. So if any image that has this class card, you'll get this border color green. But I thought, okay, wait. So CS only selects image elements inside. So this, okay, because I was thinking, well, what if you just put dot card on all the images? That would do the same thing. But with this, you'd have like a parent element with dot card. And then all the images inside of that parent element with dot card would get this border color green. Because that's how I'm understanding it. So, for example, the following CSS only selects image elements inside an element. So the parent element with a class of card. Whereas previously, I would have just had each image. So it'd been like image and then like a space dot card, or not even that. It'd just be dot card. And I would just put in the HTML dot card in all the different images that I want. So, but then if I wanted to add more images, well, I mean, either way, if I'm using JavaScript to add stuff, I would have to do that anyway. Like I would have to add it to it anyway. So I'm not sure. Okay. So now in the next example, an upper and lower bound is used. The image element is only selected if it's between the element of a class of dot card and also outside the element with a class of dot card __ content. Okay, let me read that again. The image element is only selected if it is between the element with a class of dot cards, like a parent element, I guess, and also outside of the element with a class of dot card __ content. So maybe, I think that's, so I guess it's kind of like a sandwich where, and when they say outside and between, So I'm assuming there's the parent element. So you have like the image tag, and then the parent element would be a dot card, and then the image would also oh no, because I think it's just the DOM. So I don't think it has to be within like the trees. So it wouldn't have to be like the image and then the dot card underscore content would be, I guess, we can't really have it inside of an image because the image doesn't really have like ending like a closing tag. So it's probably just like visually seeing, all right, dot card on top, dot card underscore content below it. If there's an image in there, it gets the border hyphen color green, which, I mean, again, I can see that being pretty useful because otherwise I would have just made, I don't know, like image that I want. But I guess like selected would be the, well, not even selected image or whatever. That would be like the class name that I would add to the image tag. But I guess, yeah, because I guess you'd have to work out the logic to make sure that it's in between. So, all right, I can see the interesting like a use case. That's cool. Very nice. So yeah, so find. So this is what I'm looking for. Find more examples of how you can use at scope and limit the reach of your selectors with the CSS at scope at rule. All right, check that out. And in the at scope documentation on MDN. All right, cool. Now, what's funny about reading these things, I never know how to actually say it. And so, all right, cool. Let's go with share this tab in here. So limit the reach of your selectors with the CSS at scope at rule. Okay. Okay. So when writing CSS selectors, you may find yourself torn between two worlds. On the one hand, you might want to be pretty specific about which elements you select. On the other hand, you want your selectors to remain easy to override and not be tightly coupled to the DOM structure. Okay, cool. So introducing at scope. So for example, okay, oh, so cool. They have this thing actually showing here. That's cool. So for example, to target only the image elements in the card component, you set a dot card as the scoping root of the at scope at rule. So let's take a look at the HTML. So we have this div wrapper, see the div card. Okay. So it goes, okay. So div card header, then we have the H1, and it's okay. So seeing this makes a little bit more sense to me because otherwise, so even this has a class of hero, it still gets the green. This doesn't have any classes, it still gets the green because it is still within the div.card, regardless of how much nesting there is. That's pretty cool. Okay. Okay. I don't know what this footer thing is. Okay. All right. Cool. So you can see here. Yeah. So we got the div card, we got the wrapper. Okay. Dope. So yeah, again, where is it? So yeah, here's the div card underscore content. Here's the class card here. So, all right. That's pretty dope. Okay. Now here's the from the dot card to the dot card underscore content. Okay. So here we go. So, all right. So kind of like I was saying, as long as you have the dot card here and this image hero is here, but then you see here's this dot card underscore content, and they have it grayed out because it doesn't reach there, I guess. So like these things aren't going to be highlighted because their image is not between the dot card and the dot card content. Okay. Okay. That's cool. So let's take again look at the thing here. So we have the dot card. So dot card, and so we already had the card header H1. Now we have this image, which is this class hero, which is this here. So that's why it gets that border color green. Cool. Then after that, though, after this card hyphen underscore content, regardless of whatever image, is not between those two scopes. Okay, that's pretty dope. Okay. All right. So the, all right. So here we go. So we have the dot card. So dot card, and so we have this image, which is this here. So that's why it gets that border color green. Cool. Then after that, though, after this card hyphen underscore content, regardless of whatever image, is not between those two scopes. Okay, that's pretty dope. Okay. So the colon scope selector. So by default, all scope styles rules are relative to the scoping root. It's also possible to target the scoping root element itself. For this, use the colon scope selector. Okay. All right. Okay. Selects the match card itself. Okay, that's cool. So selectors inside scoped style rules implicitly get colon scope prepended to it. Okay, that's cool. If you want, you can be explicit about it by prepending colon scope yourself. So kind of like how they did here. Okay. All right. Alternatively, you can prepend the ampersand selector from CSS nesting. Interesting. So this and will get you the scope. A scoping limit can use the scope pseudo class to require a specific relationship to the scoping root. All right. Cool. This is pretty cool. So a scoping limit can also reference elements outside their scoping by using the scope. Okay. So content is only a limit when the scope is inside sidebar. Okay. Then you have to talk about specificity. Cool. The difference between scope and inside and at scope. Okay, inside. I think I've seen that one. Pseudo less scope. So if this is like, you're like, oh, this is awesome. I cannot, wait to dive in. I have a link to the site in the link section, so it'll be there when we're done. Okay, this is a lot of stuff. Okay, cool. All right, so again, it's basically in almost all the major browsers, except like I think it was Firefox or something, but that should be coming soon at some point too. So, all right, I'm gonna get y'all back to work because I am starting to get super tired right now, and so let me get y'all back to work. Oh, excuse me. Oh, oof. All right. Now let me get y'all back to work. Stop the screen share. Start this screen share. All right, y'all. Thanks for hanging out. I wish you much productivity in the next work session. We'll be back at 15 minutes after the hour. So that way, it's going to be the final one. We'll take a look at artist's website, maybe listen to some music, watch some videos, maybe you'll become a fan. But yeah, till then, thanks for hanging out. I wish you much productivity in this next work session. And then the traveling music is Nujabez featuring a Piney Bee. Thank you. All right, thanks, y'all. See you later. Be easy. Peace.
Let me start from the heart. I just want to stay. I thank you all for showing up to me. I appreciate this unique opportunity. I'm gonna rock so hard you never stop supporting me. I'm gonna show you how music is more meaning to life. I thank you all for showing up to me. I appreciate this unique opportunity. I'm gonna rock so hard you never stop supporting me. I'm gonna show you how music is more meaning to life. But let me start from the heart. I just want to stay. I thank you all for showing up to me. I appreciate this unique opportunity. I'm gonna rock so hard you never stop supporting me. I'm gonna show you how music